All right, so there's a lot to discuss here. Shanae, can you break this down just a little bit for us, particularly this notion that Russell Westbrook was attempting to go for the 2-for-1 late?
Yeah, look, what the Lakers said was that this was a 2-for-1 scenario, which means you're trying to take a quick shot so that you own the final possession of a quarter or even in this instance, a game. And also with 2-for-1s, you get 2 offensive possessions instead of 1. But when you are up 1 with 30 seconds to go, it's all about shot selection, Malika. And Ramona reminded me this. Coach Darvin Ham after the game said that the strategy was with Yusuf Nurkic, a center guarding Russ, what you have to do if you're Russ is attack that matchup. You cannot settle and take the shot that the opponent has been daring you to take all game long. So let's look at the tape.
Yes, please.
See exactly what happened on this possession. So look, Russ is bringing it up, time and score. They're up 1, 33 seconds left, 21 seconds of the shot clock. Even Pat Bev knows with this brush screen right here that, hey, we want you to attack this matchup with the center here and not settle for the jump shot. What happens here? He sort of does what he did all game, sort of like dare the shot. He was like, look at this. I think his teammates even knew. Look at AD, look at LeBron. What's happening here? You don't want to settle for that with the game on the line. And that, unfortunately, is exactly what happened in that possession. At the end of the day, the Lakers, their shot selection really needs to improve, but also so does their overall three-point shooting, because look at the numbers right here. Through 3 games, the Lakers, they've shot the worst three-point percentage in NBA history. So it's not just Russ, but unfortunately, Russell Westbrook does represent all of the issues that the Lakers have, particularly with shooting, and we saw this happen in just 1 possession.
Interesting. So I guess when I think of, I was at the game yesterday, Ramona, we sat next to each other, we were chatting. When I looked at what happened late, it reminded me of what the Clippers executed with Russell Westbrook as well, with having Zubac sag off of him a little bit. So the natural question, right, is where do we go from here?
Well, when you're walking around that locker room post-game yesterday, you get the sense that things need to change rather quickly in L.A., and whether that is Russell Westbrook coming off the bench, whether that is not being in closing lineups. I mean, Frank Vogel took months to pull Russell Westbrook out of the closing lineup last year. Took Darvin Ham 3 games. 3 games. He was not on the court for the final 3 possessions after these situations here. And part of this is Darvin Ham is giving Russell Westbrook every opportunity to play the way that they had talked about over the summer, attacking the rim, setting more screens, hitting open shots if they're given to him. It's not working out right now. It just isn't. And the Lakers were up 8 when they subbed him back into the game with a little under 5 minutes to go. Portland outscored them by 10. 14-4 down the stretch. In the last 2 possessions, he goes 2-for-1, doesn't attack the rim. That is something that Darvin Ham didn't say anything post-game that he hasn't said privately to Russell Westbrook. He said, you need to attack the rim. When the center's daring you to shoot the ball, you took the shot that they are daring you to take. Attack the rim. And you get the sense that something is going to have to change in the next few games here, or they're going to look up and be 0-6.
Right, they could fall into a serious hole here, so something may in fact have to change. Let's bring in Kendrick Perkins. Perk, I'm curious your thoughts. What exactly needs to change?
Everything, and that wasn't a 2-for-1 situation. I mean, you're up you're up a basket, you're up 1 point. At that time, you're thinking about getting a great shot, a great look at the rim, and hanging your hat on the defensive side and getting a stop. Even if Portland do have the last position, you're actually winning the game. But I'm looking at the overall picture, right? And I look at the body language of LeBron James and Anthony Davis when Russell Westbrook took that shot. See, this is the problem, right? Now, all of a sudden, it is starting to creep in. Now, all of a sudden, you hear Darvin Ham saying, we don't have time for people being in their feelings, because he could feel the energy when Russell Westbrook wasn't in the game. He could feel the energy that's around the locker room right now. And the solution of the problem is, I hate to say it is, you have to send him home until you find another destination for Russell Westbrook. Because in my opinion, I strongly believe that if Russell Westbrook wasn't on the floor, or if he played last night, the Lakers would have won that basketball game. So now Darvin Ham, this is his time, right, as the head coach, to put his fingerprints all over this situation and say, you know what, I'm going to address this and I'm going to do what's best for the team. Because you don't want to lose your team just because of one individual.
Well, Ramona, it sounds a little bit like what you're saying as well. What are you looking at when you're talking about this may be the time? What is the one thing you're keeping an eye on as they embark on this road trip?
So Darvin Ham has given Russell a lot of opportunities, right? He gave him the respect of starting on opening night. gave him the respect of starting on the home opener, has not, in the third game, pulled him from that closing lineup. Okay, so that was consequences. But as Perk said, you have to be careful not to lose the rest of the team. The Lakers have teams that have played 3 games. Okay, very small sample size. They have the best defense in the league of teams that have played 3 games so far. They're buying in on the defensive side of the ball. But if you alienate the rest of your team by not making moves that need to be made, then you risk losing that effort that they have shown so far on the defensive end of the ball. And I think we're getting closer to that point than we were, I think, that anybody anticipated this quickly.
Right. Denver, Minnesota, their schedule does not get easier from here.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.